Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, the Anime here, coming back at you with part 6 of What If Naruto Was an Uchiha, otherwise known as Naruto of the Uchiha, on the fanfiction website. If you want to read the story for yourself or don't like the way that I narrate things, the top link in the description will bring you there. Other link in the description will bring you to the Discord server. I'd appreciate it if you guys joined that. There was a lot of time put into that. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. That's the last thing I can say is like, comment, and subscribe. I try to respond to all comments, heart out comments, and like all comments when I see them. If I miss it, I apologize. And if not, you can have a chat with me down there. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you did subscribe. We're on the road to 3,000 subs right now, trying to hit that by the end of the year. That is the end. Well, that's the goal right now. And so with all that out of the way and without further delay, let's get right on into the video. Alright, so without further ado, let's hop right on into the video. He walked into the dojo and began training. That usually got his mind off of anything bothering him. He had been so happy for mastering his genjutsu the night prior and was already trying to imagine ways to build from it. Sadly, it was already made jutsu, so the only building was the fact he can do it without physical contact. Also, the framework of the jutsu wasn't one he could manipulate. It was just an illusion of what someone feared. The more chakra than a situation appears where someone's deepest fear is realized, like watching someone they love die. That was as far as it went. He had been reading that true genjutsu masters, however, don't just use a genjutsu that anyone uses. In fact, their imagination is what powers it. Naruto questioned if he could reach that level, but honestly, he wasn't sure. He certainly would try, however. If Shisui believed in him, he wouldn't let him down. The doorbell rang and it brought Naruto out of his thoughts and training. He left the dojo and went towards the front door with a towel and water. He was surprised to see who was at the door. Itachi-Nisan, Uncle Kakashi, Gigi, what's going on? Naruto asked, puzzled. The faces they had, well, the two he could see had a sadness. Itachi was filled with regret. Kakashi's lone eyes showed that he was upset and hated that Naruto had to deal with this. Guys, Is something wrong? I've had a bad feeling for the past 7 hours. Nissan said he'd be back 2 hours ago at the latest. Naruto was now feeling the sinking going down further and further. It looked like someone was squeezing his heart and it pulled down towards his stomach. Naruto-kun, Shisui is dead, Itachi said with tears now coming out again. He couldn't contain it. He tried so hard, but it felt impossible. No, you're lying. He wouldn't leave, no! Naruto screamed out, crying his anger and pain. His sadness, he felt empty and crushed. The one who was always there, the one who was always by his side and supported him, believing in him. No way was he gone. Every single memory with him came crashing back down. The times he chased Shisui around the house, the coloring, his teachings, cooking with him, playing with him, everything played back in front of him. No, it can't be. Suddenly they saw his eyes glow red. They were worried that this news made him snap and the Kyuubi was taking over, but were surprised when his Sharingan was spinning wildly. It can't be, Itachi said as his eyes watched Naruto's. Sure enough, the tomoe started growing in size and changing in shape. They formed triangles that connected at the bases with the tips reaching the sides of his eyes. Now there were 6 triangles within his eyes, forming a hexagon in the center, with a black circle on the center of that and a thin black ring encircling the middles of the triangle. His Mangekyo flared to life, and when he closed his eyes to cry, he just grabbed his head and dropped to his knees. He looked back up one last time in hopes they were for some reason lying to him, but only saw their sadness in the situation. His eyes had gone back to normal and the Mangekyo wasn't there anymore. And finally, he couldn't take it anymore and collapsed. Lord Third, what do we do? Asked Kakashi. I'm not sure. I'll stay with him. Shisui wanted me to give him something. I'll give it to him in the morning. Are you sure, Itachi? Yes, Lord Third. I also need to see about his eyes. If it was a true awakening or just a flare like how it was when I first unlocked the Sharingan. Understood, Itachi. I am deeply sorry. If you need anything, let me know. Hiruzen said and disappeared in a puff of smoke. I know you're not one of many words, Captain Kakashi, but I'm going to be fine. We're shinobi. Our lives are to endure. If you need me, don't hesitate to call. Thank you, Captain. Itachi was now left alone with Naruto. As he took him to his room and laid him on his bed, his tears were falling freely and wondered how he could follow Shisui's wishes. He was his strength, an idol, as well as his best friend. Now he only had Sasuke and Naruto. How would he go on? Also, if you guys don't know, Sasuke in this story is I believe it's a girl. They changed the name from an E to an I. It's very creative, if I do say so myself. So yeah. The next morning, Naruto woke up a bit groggy. He had looked around and saw Itachi beside him. And then the memories of last night came into his mind and he started to cry. The day before, he thought today would be the happiest day he had ever had. Hey there, Naruto, how are you? How are you? That's what you have to say. Do you know what it's like to... He looked down in shame. This was Itachi. He and Shisui were the best of friends. And of course he knew how it felt to lose someone close to him. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It's okay, I know how you're feeling. Does it ever go away? This pain? I don't know. All I know is that every day it helps you get stronger so that you can honor their memory, he said, putting his hand on Naruto's shoulder. I was finally making him proud. He looked to the picture on his dresser of him and Shisui. I was starting to really get to where he believed. Naruto, he was always proud of you. He always talked about you and how you lit up his world, Itachi said, smiling with a tear. Look, he wanted to give you something. He took out a rectangular box and a scroll, he took out a rectangular box and a scroll. In the box had Shisui's tanto. It's his sword, by the way. Naruto had watched him clean and sharpen it all the time. He smiled at this and held it in his hands and rubbed the blade. Itachi could only smile. He knew that getting the sword meant a lot. The scroll had a couple of fire jutsu and 2 more genjutsu along with a note. Naruto, now that you can leave the house, I figured it's time you start your ninjutsu training. The first is the Great Fireball Jutsu. It's a clan jutsu and my specialty. Practice these over a river until you master them. The next is the Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Now, to increase your genjutsu arsenal, the first is a C rank called Demonic Illusion, False Surroundings. You can change the appearance of the objects around you, and at its highest level, you can make the surrounding area change in a sense. The second is an A rank called Bringer of Darkness, where the victim no longer can see and is in a world of darkness. There's no breaking it unless someone else breaks it for them. It will be harder to learn since it's the highest ranked jutsu you've ever learned, but I know you can do it. If you need help, you can always ask me or Itachi. Happy birthday, Naruto. Naruto had tears streaming down his eyes at this point. Shisui always gave the most meaningful gifts, Itachi said, breaking the silence. Oh, I thought that was what Naruto said, my bad. Shisui always gave the most useful gifts, Itachi said, breaking the silence. I'm gonna train, Itachi-Nisan. I'll see you around. One more thing, Naruto. Can you activate your Sharingan for me? Sure. Naruto did as he was told. Now try to channel more chakra into it. Naruto tried, but there were no changes. His eyes remained the normal 3 Tomoe. Thank God. Looks like you can't activate it yet. That buys me more time. Why'd you want me to put more chakra into my Sharingan? No reason, just curious. Hey Naruto, I know you train daily nonstop, but now that you're allowed to see the village, would you like to? No. Why not? I don't really care anymore. I was excited before, but now I just want to get stronger to make Nissan proud. I don't know if I'm going to keep saying that. It is a little cringe. Well, not really cringe. It's just like, I don't know. It's like a feeling like awkward. I don't know. No, I'll keep doing it. Why not? I feel like it kind of like portrays when you care about someone versus like, I don't know, something, whatever. Itachi nodded, as he wasn't going to argue with him, and if he didn't want to, then he wouldn't force him. Naruto, I have an idea. Do you want to learn something Shisui and I developed together? Naruto jumped and was ready to go. Where to? Itachi chuckled. He took him into a clearing in the forest of death and had him watch as he dispersed into a flock of crows and reformed somewhere else. Whoa, so like a clone, except without just vanishing or smoke as indication of a shadow clone? It's crows. Fascinating. That's not all, Naruto. We came up with this out of trying to improve the substitution jutsu. This can also be applied to genjutsu. Naruto got all giddy and started learning. The funny thing was, the crow clones worked just like shadow clones, but at half the chakra cost and reformed wherever without the loss of chakra. The only chakra spent is the original creation of said clone. So apparently it's more overpowered. Basically, it takes half the amount of chakra and you don't lose chakra like when it gets broken or destroyed. That's kind of cool. It's a very unique concept. That is something that is unique. I've never heard of that before. 4 hours later, he really does learn remarkably fast, Itachi thought, as he looked over Naruto training with the crows. Already, he was implementing them in various ways and figuring out how he could use them in a genjutsu. Sorry, guys, I don't know if you can hear that in the back, but that's my dog. All right, Naruto, let's get something to eat. Okay, sure. Can we go see Gigi? Sure. Hokage Tower. Happy birthday, Naruto. Thanks. How's it going, Gigi? Just a lot of work. What have you been doing today? Hiruzen was curious since Naruto had gotten terrible news just the night before and was worried for him. Itachi Nisan taught me how to use the crows for jutsu. Can you show me? Sure. Naruto brought his right hand up, closed in a fist, except his index and middle finger were pointed upwards, and then crows flew together and formed a clone of himself. He then had it disperse and reform on the other side of Itachi. He formed another clone and had it stand beside him. And then they all dispersed, and Hiruzen watched slightly confused when he realized what Naruto did. He chuckled and turned around. Very good, Naruto-kun. So you can make clones and use it in genjutsu. Yeah, and in the substitution jutsu as well. You've learned a lot today, Naruto. I'm impressed. How about at 5 we go for ramen? Thanks very much. Can Itachi, Nisan, and Uncle Kakashi and Yugao-sensei come? Sure, the more the merrier. Alright then, see you later, Gigi. Itachi Nisan said something about meeting somebody. Okay, Naruto, see you two later. The two walked out and started walking through the village, heading south. So Itachi, who am I meeting? My little sister, Itachi said while smiling. In truth, they would have met 2 years ago, but that was the day that Naruto was attacked. After about 30 minutes of walking, they came to the entrance of the Uchiha compound. There was a large gateway, and inside had its own mini village. There were shops, restaurants, and houses, of course. In the center of the compound was the police headquarters, and a few blocks from that was where Itachi's family lived. So, what's she like? Itachi smiled, thinking about her. She's a little shorter than you, kind and caring. She's not quite as goofy as you, but she is very smart. Wow, that sounds interesting. They were walking through the compound and Naruto noticed some looks of malice. The clan didn't recognize him since it was his first time. They obviously didn't seem to like outsiders in the compound. This puzzled Naruto. Kill them. Kill them all. Huh? Who said that? Itachi looked at Naruto curiously. He didn't hear anyone say anything. Kill them. It will end the pain. Kill them? Why? How will it end the pain? Now Itachi got worried. He had a few theories and none were good. The worst of them was that the Kyuubi was trying to take advantage of Naruto being saddened. Naruto started clutching his head and was making it seem like he wanted whatever he was hearing to quiet down. Since it was in his head, nothing fixed it. Itachi shook him out of it and looked at him. His eyes were still black, but the sadness had reappeared in them. Obviously, he had been trying to bury it, but it seemed that whatever was going on brought it out once again. You okay, Naruto? Yeah, let's just keep going. Alright, I know, Nisan. I know you're always there. They continued on the path for a while longer, and when they came upon a large house, fitting for the clan head, there was a large front yard and backyard. They also had a small dojo and an outdoor training ground for sparring and shuriken, as well as kunai training. Nisan called out Sasuke. Hey there, I'd like you to meet someone. Who? Last time you introduced me to someone was Shisui-san. Yes, Itachi was saddened by hearing the name, but didn't show it. Somehow, though, Naruto didn't show it either. It's his little cousin. They saw each other as brothers as they are all they have. His name is Naruto. Naruto's heart cracked some more when he heard Itachi saying the relationship of him and Shisui, especially when he mentioned that they were the only family each other had. and now he was alone. Naruto, this is my little sister Sasuke. Itachi stepped aside to let her see who the new kid was. She noticed that he had jet black hair like an Uchiha. However, it had fiery red highlights in it. On top of that, some of the blackest eyes she had ever seen, which she couldn't help but stare into. He now regularly wore the black sleeveless hoodie with an orange t-shirt, black wristband, black shorts, and dark sandals. That's a lot of, this guy doesn't like many colors other than orange and black, basically. She had jet black hair that reached the base of her neck and bangs that framed the side of her face that reached her eye level. She wore a navy blue Uchiha crested quarter sleeve blouse, black pants, and black sandals. Hello, Sasuke-chan, Naruto said with a wave. She didn't respond. She just stood there. She didn't know why she didn't say anything, but stood nonetheless. Something wrong? Naruto asked. Huh? No. I'm sorry. Hi. Itachi's eyebrows shot up, and he was confused on what was going on. He looked between the two of them and laughed a little to himself, but left it at that. So, Sasuke, it's Naruto's birthday today. Do you want to come with us to get dinner with Lord Third? There will be a few other friends of mine. Naruto, happy birthday. Sure, I'll come. Thanks, Sasuke-chan. Naruto looked to Itachi and pretty much asked, what now? You two can get to know each other a bit. I'm going to run inside real quick. Itachi left the two alone as he went into the house. Naruto and Sasuke just stood in silence for a bit, but Naruto looked into the sky and decided to say something, no matter how stupid it sounded. Nice weather, isn't it? Naruto said with a straight face. Sasuke laughed and that brought a smile to Naruto's face. Yeah, sure, it's alright. You're a goof just like Shisui's son. I can see the similarities now. Naruto looked down. Yeah. Will you start the academy next year? Mm-hmm. You? Yup. Have you been training? A little bit. Nissan trains me every now and then in Shuriken Jutsu and Taijutsu. Okay. I never learned Shuriken Jutsu. We were going to start now that I mastered Kenjutsu. What'd you learn? She asked, curious of his skills. Well, I learned Taijutsu, the Interceptor Fist, Kenjutsu, Genjutsu, and now I'm working on Ninjutsu. That's a lot. If you help me with Kenjutsu, I'll help your Shuriken Jutsu. You've got a deal, Naruto said with a smile. Although he was getting more and more sad as the day continued, everything had to be a reminder of Shisui. You know, you got some interesting hair, she said. I don't know about that. And an interesting face, with those whiskers like marks. Don't know about it either. You don't know your parents? No, Naruto said, looking away. Oh, I'm sorry. She didn't realize that he never knew his parents. She then started feeling that he seemed to hide something, but she didn't know. It's okay. Hey, you guys, ready to go? Yeah, what took you so long, Nissan? Sasuke said. Oh, nothing. Just had to put something away and prepare stuff for a mission tomorrow night. He was partly truthful. He was putting something away. He was stowing Shisui's eyes away since he still had them from the previous night. He had seen from the house that they had been talking and was happy that they would maybe form a bond. They were walking to Ichiraku's and Naruto was quietly dealing with the voice in his head. Itachi noticed that Naruto became increasingly quiet and distant. This was worrying him, but he couldn't do anything since his sister was present. Itachi didn't want Naruto to succumb to the feelings since they'd be manipulated by the Kyuubi. The Sharingan on its own heightened his emotions, making his sadness and pain even worse. If the Kyuubi starts adding to it, then there's no way he could expect Naruto to remain sane. Hey, happy birthday, Naruto, said Yugao Kakashi, and here's him. I tried to make that as happy as possible. If you guys don't have water, get water. I always try to remember to say that. Now, sometimes, obviously, I forget. I am a forgetful one. But I remember today. So get your water, hydrate yourself, take care of your bodies, and let's, I don't know, do we end it here? It's at 18 minutes. Or do I be nice and we continue a little bit? I think today I'm feeling a little generous, and so we're going to try to extend this reading for a little over maybe 20 minutes of reading. So let's hop right back on into the video. Sorry about that, by the way. Naruto nodded and smiled in appreciation. He sat in the center with Sasuke beside him with everyone else around them. They all talked and he updated them on his progress within his training. Everyone was impressed and surprised at how he seemed to bounce back like nothing from last night. So far, only Itachi knew that it wasn't so. He hadn't been given a chance to inform the others as he was with Naruto the whole time. He planned to inform them after this, however. They ate and then started giving gifts to Naruto. Yugao gave Naruto a shoulder-length sheath similar to Shisui's except it was black. Hiruzen gave 50 shuriken and 25 kunai. Trash. Kakashi gave him books on ninjutsu, fuinjutsu, as well as a scroll on some ninjutsu he could learn over time. See, that is more useful than some, like, throwing stars and like a throwing knife. You know, like 50 shuriken, 25 kunai, bro. I mean, when you watch Naruto, they'll throw like hundreds of that stuff. Just like start chucking them randomly. Nah, I'm messing with y'all. Well, I mean, not really. Kakashi's book was very thoughtful. Same with Yuga. Hiruzen needs to step up his game. That's what it is. Kakashi knew he would dive head on into training. It was what he did when his father committed... Oh, I don't know if we can talk about that. But if you guys are ever in need of some help or you're feeling down emotionally, that's what they just referenced, by the way, from the series with Kakashi's father. But if you guys are ever feeling some type of way or need somebody to talk to, don't forget to reach out to whoever you feel comfortable reaching out to and spilling your guts. There, more often than not, are more people that care about you and are thinking about you than you guys think. So don't forget that. Yeah. I don't exactly know, like, the proper steps, because I know there's, like, a hotline for that, like, a way to, like, reach out, but I don't know the number. But you can go Google that. So, yeah, if you're ever feeling some type of way, just try to find somebody to talk to, you know? And with that out of the way, sorry, guys, I'm not good with this kind of stuff. But with that out of the way, let's just continue. He figured he might as well help keep him occupied with the books and knew he'd spend a lot of time working on complete mastery over jutsu. He was similar to Minato in that sense, always working a jutsu until it was fully mastered and to the point it couldn't be pushed any further. Hiruzen knew Naruto was smart, or was to start a shuriken training, and Yugao knew about Shisui gifting his Tanto. Her gift was mainly out of a sentiment to him. Itachi then presented his, without presenting it. He told him he would teach him get genjutsu for the Sharingan that Shisui taught him and developed on his own, saying that it's only right Naruto learns it as well. It can be a family thing. He knew Shisui was going to teach him it eventually. Thank you all. I really appreciate this. You guys mean a lot to me. Now the sadness in his voice started coming out, but he was masking it well. They all wondered how he could hold it all in so well. Everyone but Sasuke noticed. She only just met him after a while and didn't know how he was. Naruto then got up. Listen, guys, I'm going to go get to training, and I will see you around. He then shunswinged away. It was time he mastered it, since he started practicing that as his first chakra triad technique. Man, does he like always training? Everyone more or less nodded. Shisui trained him every day from morning till evening until he collapsed. Itachi said, that reminds me, where was he? You said they're like brothers. Everyone froze. They didn't know what to say since only they knew. It hadn't been publicly known. He's on a mission for a few weeks, said Kakashi. Okay, I guess. She shrugged it off and everyone sighed in relief. Alright, so now we'll go into a 1-year time skip. But this is where I'm going to end the video off. Listen, guys, don't just gloss over what I said earlier. If you're feeling some type of way emotionally and you need somebody to talk to, don't forget that there's usually more people that are thinking of you than you think there are. Okay? So reach out to somebody you feel comfortable with, a counselor, just somebody close to you, you know, because I know some people, like, maybe can't reach out to, like, parents or something like that, don't feel comfortable with that. But, you know, grandparent or something, I don't know, guys. I'm sorry if I'm not good with this kind of stuff. Nevertheless, however, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. And I hope you notice some of the differences quality-wise. I'm trying to improve the quality of the videos and also the length of them. And I would appreciate it if you guys gave me some feedback down in the comment section below, letting me know how it was audio-wise or if there's any things I can do to improve the videos in the future. And without further ado, like, comment, subscribe, story link in the description, Discord link in the description. And I really appreciate you guys, and I'm out. This is your boy, the Anime Ambu, and I'll catch y'all on the flip. Deuces.